to explain? Because I don't know anything about it.
It's basically like the Muppets, but everything is terrifying. I mean, if you already have a fear of like Muppets, then this is not the movie for you. But
I don't know anyone with a fear of Muppets.
I mean, but
speaking of evil puppets,
yeah.
Real quick, did you see that the evil, the Night of the Living Dummy is gonna be in Toy Story 4?
Wait, Slappy?
Well, not by name, but it's the same like model.
Like the Goosebumps dummy.
It looks like him, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Well,
I think he's gonna be in the movie.
Because I know there's like two big ones, which is like Slappy, and then there's another one called Mr. Wood, which is such an unfortunate name,
isn't it though?
But, which is weird because like I know they changed Slappy's hairdo.
Really?
In the episode.
No, please. I want my bird friend.
Actually, I remember I had like a couple Goosebumps shows on VHS.
Yeah. You know what I always wanted to get my hands on as a kid? Whenever I'd watch a Land Before Time movie, they'd always show like the whole collection of them all.
Yeah.
Like back to back. Well, they'd show like they'd advertise the rest of the movies.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to get my hands on the VHS set.
Well, see, here's the problem with that. It's the same problem that I have with the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
I enjoy them. You know, they may get a little, like I said, I was kind of losing interest for a while because they were pumping out so many like movies.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I'd love to get my hands on all of them, but that would cost me like tons of money, just because there's so many.
Wait, okay, do you mean all the MCU movies?
Yeah.
Not that much. Comparatively.
Well over.
Okay, here's the thing. You're talking to a guy who wants to get every single Godzilla movie at some point in his life, you know?
Well, yeah, but you're past that point. You kind of have, like... I feel like with the MCU, it's kind of...
At least the MCU, you can get, like, every movie for about $20.
But that's
like,
still a lot of movies!
Okay.
You're looking well into the hundreds!
Okay. Counterpoint.
Yeah, I know. The Godzilla is very hard to come by.
It's very expensive as well, especially the old stuff.
Yeah.
Because
well, it depends on the movie.
No, it does. Well, okay, yeah, it does. But, like, the really old stuff, like Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, and the original Mothra, if you want to get that on DVD, you're pretty much hosed.
Well, I'm not discussing, like, accessibility.
No, I am now. Because I'm upset.
I'm just talking about price and... I mean, well... I guess the price is fair.
The price...
There's just a lot of movies!
The price is, like, what it is for how common the movie was. Like with Godzilla vs. Biollante. Evidently, that movie was not well printed because it has a very niche fan base. However, see the thing, with the fact that Godzilla's kind of making a comeback in recent years, I'm gonna say that they're probably gonna re-release those movies in some fashion, you know?
Yeah.
Need to find one more.
We're actually going to see the newest Godzilla movie today.
Yes.
King of the Monsters.
I am so excited.
Same. Like, we've been looking forward to this movie for... It's weird, though, because, like...
5 years!
After we finished up, like, our Godzilla marathon of going through all the movies you have...
Yeah.
It was just, like... It felt weird, because, like...
It felt empty.
Yeah, it's like, what are we gonna do now?
Now we just record every week.
Exactly.
Danger zone! Oh, I thought I was going to jump for it.
It's kind of like an area of
increased risk, kind of like a place of decreased safety, like I don't know, like a danger zone. I gotta get caught up with Archer.
You know, we were just talking about Chris Parnell.
He's Cyril.
Well. Yeah.
You know who else is in Archer? H. John Benjamin, as our titular title character.
H. John. Where have I heard that name?
He's Bob from Bob's Burgers.
Oh!
And he's also Archer.
He's also in the Arby's commercials.
Yes, he is.
That's clearly his lead role,
his
right?
magnum opus.
Archer, the child's play. Bob's Burgers, never heard of it. We talk about the Arby's commercial here.
Yeah, you know, I always thought to myself, like, you know, Bob's Burgers and Archer, that's some kids stuff, but Arby's, that's the real.
Well, do you know they made a nod? They had a nod to Bob's Burgers and Archers in Archers.
Yeah, I know. I saw the episode.
Yeah. Okay.
I at one point I had seen the entire show. Then they had to go and make new episodes.
Wait, what are they on now? Like 99 or something?
Yeah, I think Archer was it 1999, 2099, 2099? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Ooh, souvenir. By the way, how do you like the Asian aesthetic for this?
It's nice.
I thought you would enjoy it just because, well, you seem to be a bit more engrossed in Asian culture than I am. Like, the only thing I'm really, like, interested in when it comes to the East is anime and Godzilla.
I mean, I find it very interesting because, like, I don't know, not like to the
You filthy weeb.
You know, I was just about to bring up Filthy Frank actually made a video on that.
Oh,
Filthy Frank lives in Japan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, good old Papa Franku.
Yes.
But he made a comment because, like, there's, like, you know, with the weeaboo culture, like, a lot of them try to act like they're Japanese even, you know, when
Even
they're not. Yeah. The thing is, though, you're not. Is that from the Batman?
The Batman, yes. Let it not be confused with any other Batman property. It is simply the Batman.
But yeah, like it was funny because he's like, that's like,
Ooh,
like,
wait, Joe.
yeah.
Check out those statues up there.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, he was saying he's like, that's like going into like America as a Japanese person and then saying, hello, my name is Cowboy Tanaka.
Cowboy Tanaka. Topper. I think I told you, so the Brutals, you can actually, like, they released DLC for this game that lets you, like, get each of their costumes.
Yeah. Also, do you know that,
all
like,
of which look hilarious.
Do you know that otaku is not, like, the term that a lot of people throw it around, like, as?
What do you mean?
It just means, it's supposed to mean, like, a shut-in, like a hermit, or, like, someone who, like...
Oh, yeah.
Who just stays in their house and, you know, like...
So then why are people willingly...
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's like, oh, I'm an otaku.
It's like when they when The Hobbit came out, everyone wanted to be called Hobbits, but now it's kind of like a not as well-received term.
That's the thing, like, it's supposed to mean, like, a social outcast.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that you love anime.
It just means you're a friggin' hermit.
Yeah. I mean, I ain't judging. I enjoy myself a little anime on the side. And
I haven't watched anime. That's a lie. I watched the Ultraman anime somewhat recently, but like...
I've been trying to get back into it, like
same.
I said. Because, like, I have all this, like... I feel like it was a big phase for me. Mm-hmm. Like, it was fast and fleeting.
Yeah.
Because, like... I got, like, super into it, got a bunch of merch and everything for my favorite shows.
Oh, I know. There's a picture of you, bald, with the friggin' Death the Kid.
Yeah, yeah. And now, it's just... I don't know. I every time I walk in my room and I see that stuff now, I'm like... It reminds me, like, you're a fake fan. But,
Oh, yeah, I remember what you had to do for her now. I don't think I have any franchises like that where I just kind of, you know, stopped.
I have a very bad habit with that.
Yeah?
Because, like, funny, like, I've been, like, trying to get back into anime with Cowboy Bebop. That's, like, you know, the classic that, like, people recommend if you're trying to get into anime. I've, like, tried watching it twice, and I'm into the show, but for some reason, I just get in my mind, like, yeah, I'm gonna take a break for, like, a day, and then I just never go back to it.
Yeah.
And I've done that with, like, a lot of things. Like, what else? There's a few more series. Oh, we were talking about Bob's Burgers. I watched the first season of that, and I'm like, you know, I really like this show, I should watch more. Never came back to it. Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. I watched most of the, like, it's kind of like Family Guy. I haven't seen all of them in order, but I've seen most of the episodes. So I'm like, well, might as well just watch the series. And I watched season 1, never went back.
Star vs. the Force of Evil?
Star Wars: The Force of Evil, that I never really told myself I was gonna sit down and watch. Like,
BoJack Horseman.
BoJack Horseman, that's another one. We were just talking about that. But yeah, I with that one, I watched season 1, never came back.
Well, it was funny. There was so Arrow. I was oh jeepers. Yep. Okay. So with Arrow, I was trying to I was watching it, and then so I was almost done with like season 6, and my dad said we might be getting rid of Hulu. So I was like, well, I gotta watch everything off Hulu now. So I burned my way through Gravity Falls and Star vs. The Force of Evil. And then, when I was done with that, Daredevil came out. Like Daredevil season 3 came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I gotta watch this now.
Oh well, I fell behind.
So, yeah, and then I don't even know what else came out. Like a bunch of stuff came out. I know Punisher season 3 was one of the reasons I didn't finish it.
Well, that's the thing. Like a lot of like the superhero shows. I mean, well, less so with the CW shows, just because they're not as long as the Netflix originals. But I know like I would fall behind on those just because like that's not really a show you can just sit down and binge in a day.
Well, the thing is you gotta focus on one. But they also don't let you focus on one because they friggin' cross over all the time. So you're like, well, now I gotta see what the heck's going on with this one.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with Arrow and Flash. Like when they got to the whole like crossover episodes, I'm like, I you know, what's going on? Because
yeah.
I watched more Arrow than I did Flash.
Yeah, and I'm the reverse. I watched more Flash than Arrow.
Yeah.
More the reverse. Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
Oh, I needed that. I need you. So I need to, like, poke the mark on his head. I can't get back up. Okay, so yeah, so, heck were we talking about? Oh, yeah, so, right, CW. So, my big deal with, like, you know, this is why I'm afraid to carry the show when in August.
It's okay, man.
No, it's not. I'm not ready.
Okay.
It's not. It's the opposite of okay.
But no, actually, I think I told you before that what's it called with Luke Cage, they literally meant for that to be taken in like they said they compared.
They
it to
wanted
like
you to binge it.
Well, they compared it to like an old hip hop album. They said like you gotta sit down and listen to like like watch the whole show through, you know, like.
Oh yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah.
And I quite enjoyed Luke Cage.
Same.
More than I did Iron Fist.
Yeah. Iron Fist was the funny thing. I was really excited for Iron Fist, and then it just
because he's like, in my opinion, he's like probably the most. No, he's like probably the most famous hero aside from Daredevil. And
yeah,
Punisher.
I was like,
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say he's probably the most famous one of them, and and then I remembered Daredevil's there.
Don't you be talking smack about my boy Daredevil.
Oh, you know it. Daredevil's what got me into watching live action stuff.
It was just funny because with that, I think I told you before, like well, you're the one who told me, but because I you know when we were talking with our friend Nick. Because we were all really into superheroes at the time, and
you know what's funny?
What?
So I remember we were getting into superheroes because we wanted to stop talking about Pokemon so much, because everyone was like always making fun of like there's the guys that never stop talking about Pokemon. Then so Nick wanted us to talk about something else because he wanted something different to our conversations. So then all we talked about was
superheroes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be honest. I didn't really have a problem with that just because I knew more about superheroes and comics in general than I did Pokemon.
Yeah.
And so like I was like when y'all are talking about like EVs and IVs and all those stats and everything, I'm like
I didn't even really know about EVs and IVs at that point.
I have no idea what you were saying. But
Mario, you stole my dress.
That's the thing she's mad about.
Damn, you look hot.
Throws Peach aside. Get over here, big boy. But no.
Beware the moon.
I think it's it's about time.
It's about time.
It's about time.
Uh-oh. Oh, great. What have I started? Oh! Eesh!
Dirt. That's what you're gonna say.
Yeah, dirt.
Yeah, dirt.
Yep, that's what I'm
nothing else than dirt.
Yep.
Mm.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this looks fun.
What is this, Pacific Rim? They're drifting.
But yeah, when Daredevil came out, it was funny because I the week before it came out, I told them, I'm just like, we were talking about what superheroes should deserve a show. Yeah, you should pause it here.
Yeah.
And to finish up really quick, I'm just like, you know who really deserves a show? Daredevil. He got a movie, but it's kind of crappy in the past.
All right, we'll talk Daredevil next time.
Next time.
Bye.